I'd been living with pain and discomfort for years. And in my case, the medications unfortunately either didn't do much or the side effects were not tolerable. Eventually, I hit a wall. I thought I need to try something different. And that's when I stumbled onto something that gave me my first real hope with ankylosing spondylitis. This video is my story, what I tried, what actually worked and what didn't, and how it led me to something that completely changed my life. So I started digging into research, and one thing kept popping up, the gut microbiome. Those tiny bugs living inside our intestine might actually be linked to AS. Studies have shown that people with AS have gut bacteria that are different from healthy individuals. And I noticed something myself. I sometimes get this bloating and mild abdominal discomfort. Nothing serious, it's just coming and going without any clear reason. And I remember once I asked my doctor about it, and he said, yeah, a lot of people with AS have gut inflammation too. Naturally, I wondered, if the gut is involved, could diet help? That's when I came across research on something called the London diet, developed by Dr. Alan Ebringer, an Australian immunologist. His theory, microbe in our gut called Klebsiella may play a role in triggering AS symptoms. Here it is, the simple version. People with AS often have higher levels of a bug called Klebsiella in their gut. That bug may trigger the immune system and drive inflammation. Klebsiella loves the starch. Think of bread, pasta, potatoes. So essentially, cut down on a starch and you basically starve the bug. So in theory, less Klebsiella could mean less inflammation. In their study, some patients actually showed fewer symptoms, even though the study was small, but still promising. When I first read about it, I thought, this sounds wild, but what if it works? I had nothing to lose, so I gave it a go. And within days, I felt it. Less stiffness, less pain, and for the first time in years, I felt hope. But part of me was wondering, could there be something even more powerful? As I kept searching, another diet kept popping up, keto. Now, keto hadn't been studied for AS at that time, but it was known for its anti-inflammatory effect in other conditions. Keto, as you might know, is actually a super low carb and high fat diet. Basically, it's the opposite of the conventional food pyramid. It makes your body switch from burning sugar to burning fat. And it's not just a trend, it's been around since 1920s to treat epilepsy. It's also been studied for a range of other conditions. So I thought, reduce inflammation, burn fat, and feel better. Why not? Let's give it a go. And surprisingly, within days, I noticed I wasn't waking up with pain and stiffness in the middle of the night. My hiking improved. Before, once I hit 5 kilometers, my burning feet and back pain were stopping me from going any further. But now, I could easily do 10 kilometers with no pain. At that point, I thought, this is gold. I'm never gonna go back. But unfortunately, the honeymoon didn't last long. After a while, cracks started to appear. My sleep tanked. I was waking up way too early. Felt my heart is pounding, what doctor called palpitation. Not fun. My hikes were still strong, but my lifting power, guess what? Crushed, almost cut in half. The diet wasn't easy to stick to. No watermelon, no rice, no fun. And socially, honestly, total weirdo vibe. Try rocking up to a dinner party on keto? No worries, I've brought my own avocado and coconut oil. Okay, but don't get me wrong, just because I had this issue doesn't mean everyone will. So in my case, I quit keto, and now back in that familiar place of uncertainty. But this time was different. I'd already seen that diet could really make a difference. That was real. So I did some more research, and that's when I came across keto's cousin. Similar in some ways, but a completely different approach. That's when I discovered intermittent fasting. And in the next video, I will share exactly what fasting did for me and why it changed everything. By the way, how's your experience been with diet and ankylosing spondylitis? I'd love to hear your stories in the comments.